Well, hello there, my friends. Welcome to the Dallas Daily Show podcast, coming at you from the Neighborhood Loan Studio here in St. Louis, Missouri. Today's episode is called Braces, Wires, and Getting Cheeky. Let's get into the conversation. All right, so my 14-year-old, his name is Lex, L-E-X, short for Alexander, but why call him Alex? Because Lex is so much cooler. So the story today is around my 14-year-old Lex. He got braces recently, and he's now, a few months ago now at this point, but he's had to go in and get the adjustments, and they did the top ones first, and now they've added the bottom ones and all of this, and he's just been kind of, uncomfortable with it all as the process. I never had to have braces, so I don't actually know what they feel like. I struggle to empathize there. I once had a headache, and that was pretty rough. But Taylor, did you ever have to have braces? How long did you wear them? 3 years? They were awful. Yeah. Okay. Taylor, you had to have oral surgery? Oh my! Do you ever want to come on this show and just talk with me? Pull up a chair, and we'll just have Taylor on. So Lex had to get the wireframe, he got everything done. And then after one of his last ones, doing the bottoms, there was a wire sticking out. One of the wireframes was sticking out, and it was just kind of poking into his inside of his cheek and poking into his gum. And it was a small little thing, but they couldn't get us in the next day. Because it was the weekend that I don't know why we would do the adjustments on a Friday in case there's any issue. But nonetheless, that was our schedule. And he kind of dealt with it through the weekend. And the reason I call this episode Braces, Wires, and Getting Cheeky, because he started getting cheeky with his mom and dad. Everything was kind of annoying him because of this one little thing that was going on the inside of his cheek. And so he was getting a little short-tempered. He was getting a little with his brothers. Amazingly, the only person who got his sweet side was his little girlfriend, who, they're crazy about each other. It's that young love thing. And so he couldn't be angry at her. No. It all got pushed on his family. But we were able to get in the next Monday as soon as he got out of school. And he would, by that point, he was also a little, just his cheek was irritated by that point. We go in there, and it was a tiny little wire that snip. That was it. Less than 2 minutes. And they took care of the issue. And I began to think in our own world, where are the things? We're talking about adjustments this whole week, right? So yesterday we talked about how the chiropractor versus the physical therapist and beginning to move in our world. But this little thing, when an adjustment happened, yes, there was some soreness. Yes, there was some tenderness, but it was that small little thing that just kept sticking. The old piece that hung on that kept sticking. And it really only took a minute to take care of it, maybe 2, to snip it and be done, and then he was good again. And I'm just beginning to think, as we're thinking through our world, where have you been going through some adjustments, but there's that small little thing that just keeps lingering, and it just keeps sticking you, and it's maybe an old belief or an old thought. Maybe it's one old thought where even though you're trying to, let's use this as an example, trying to lose weight, right? And you're like, I'm eating well and I'm making myself miserable, and you're going through the process of it. But there's this one thought, will this even work? That's the wireframe that's sticking into your cheek. It's the one false belief. But we have to understand this. No, if we can make a minor adjustment there, if we can do a small little snip and tweak in our world, we might actually be able to let go so we can grow. So in this week of thinking about our adjustments, what we want to begin to consider is this idea that maybe there's little small thoughts, little small ideas, little old creeping, nagging scripts that are running in the background, and they are causing you tons of pain because they're keeping you stuck and you're getting cheeky with them. Where could you snip them? And it's just simply becoming aware of that, right? First, even now as I'm saying this, I feel like Yoda right now with the Force. I'm telling you, some of you are listening to this right now, and you know exactly the thought that's just been nagging for way too long in your world. The wireframe that's been sticking out and sticking in you, and it sticks in your brain like a thought you will never succeed. And I'm telling you right now, a minor adjustment can equal a major breakthrough for you. Yes, minor adjustment can actually equal major relief first, but it can put you on a trajectory toward massive growth, toward massive transformation. So if you've got your positive play calls with you, again, if you're driving, just listen to this. We'll put them in the show notes. But your positive play call for today is simply to write on there, minor adjustment equals major relief. Now, maybe substitute that word relief there for minor adjustment equals major transformation. That could be intriguing, or major growth. But we have to begin to understand minor adjustments can cause all the stress to go away, because it is the thought that is keeping you trapped. It is the belief that is keeping you in strain and stress and worry and strife. But if we can think, what is the minor adjustment? Then we can move forward. Now, I'm going to begin in a couple of weeks here. We're going to offer a thing for you all that's called the 5-Day Future You Challenge. Okay, I'm going to tell you about it now just ever so briefly, because it's a 5-day mini sprint. Won't take you very long per day. We talked about it a little bit on last week's Mind Shift call. It starts with visualize. Step 1, visualize, right? But what we're going to do is in that 5-day challenge, we're going to help you create the script, the power script for the future you. And one of the steps is to become aware of all the old little scripts, the old little wires that are sticking in your jaw and doing the thing that are keeping you stuck to wireframes and braces and keeping you cheeky. So the 5-day challenge is coming out to you soon. So be listening for that. We're going to announce it very shortly when it begins. But in the meantime, just know that a minor adjustment can equal major relief, major growth, and major transformation for you, okay? All right, that's it, my friends. I want you to think about that minor adjustment that you can make today. We're going to continue talking about adjustments this week. Tomorrow's midweek Mind Shift call is on Future You Part 2, so you're not going to want to miss that, but we'll keep talking adjustments the rest of this week. Hit the website, do all the things, connect with me on social media. I'd love to get to know you a little bit. And in the meantime, make that adjustment and go out and have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to DallasDailyShow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.